It's been 40 years since a 16-year-old schoolgirl named Samantha Fox was named runner-up in the Ms. Sunday People competition, and her life changed forever. And now, talking to the paper that gave her the big break, which would launch a stellar career in showbiz, Sam admits with a smile that she expected the fame she found as the girl next door glamour model would only last a few years at most. "My life's been like a fairy tale," she tells us, adding that she can't believe how quickly time has flown. "I never would have dreamt back then that I would still be here now." The years have seen her sell millions of records worldwide, present Brit Awards and endure the Big Brother house and I'm a Celeb's jungle, as well as her own personal dramas. And Sam, 57, has come a long way from the teen who helped out on the family's fruit and veg stall in Islington, North London. Thinking back to the recession-hit 80s when she first rose to stardom, she says, "I was one of the lucky ones. I remember friends not being able to get the jobs that they wanted or getting pregnant young because they weren't happy at home. I felt so privileged to have such a wonderful job, traveling the world and being in control of my destiny quite early on. Growing up I was very much a tomboy, really. I was always boxing or at gymnastics, swimming and diving, or I was out on the streets on my bike or skateboard playing with the boys. I had bee stings compared to other girls, so when my boobs came when he was 14 or 15 I hated them. I was so embarrassed because they literally did come overnight, so it was a bit of a shock. Everyone was asking me what he'd put on them to make them grow. I'd tell them, if I could invent a cream to make that happen I'll be a multi-millionaire by the time I'm 17. But fame and fortune would come to Sam even before that. On her fast rise to becoming Britain's favourite pin-up, the awkwardness she felt about her developing body was replaced with pride, even when she turned up at school to sit exams and was greeted with her topless photos on the common room notice board. There was a part of me that was so shy, but you know, after I did a modelling shoot I thought the photos looked great. I wasn't really embarrassed anymore because so many people were telling me I'd be very, very famous. Attending Anna Scher's drama school and being in a band with friends may have helped ambitious Sam feel at home in the spotlight, and it wasn't long before she was launched into the charts with her first hit single Touch Me, I Want Your Body, to a mixed reception. That beginning was tough, so I just had to work really, really hard to prove myself. When I started my pop career there were people who didn't want me to succeed and saying that it wasn't me singing on my own record, but I put the work in and got on tour to prove I could sing. Bless him, Freddie Mercury pulled me up on stage to perform Tutti Frutti with him at a Queen after party in 1986, it was at a time when I really needed something like that. There was a lot of really horrible negative press about Touch Me, but when we were on the front page of every newspaper. I thought, well, if Freddie Mercury wants to sing with me then I've definitely got a bit of coolness about me now. I still thank him for it to this day. I remember doing interviews for magazines like The Enemy and The Face, and I knew they were going to slaughter me because I was a page 3 girl gone into music. But you know what? I'd make it onto the cover, so I would just cut those out and never read the interviews. Turning a blind eye to her critics may have been easier back in the days before instant tally fame and social media, and Sam speculates that trolling must be tough for upcoming celebs in a world where stardom can be fast and fleeting. With reality TV, there's been a lot of suicides. A lot of mental issues and illnesses, she says, thinking of the pressures put on today's overnight sensations. I think it's because they're thrown into it so suddenly. I'm so glad that I had experience of going to drama school and that I also had my mum come with me to my photo shoots to make sure I was respected and looked after. With her late father Pat opening and screening the thousands of letters that would find their way to the family home addressed to Samantha Fox from Page 3, North London, she was also protected from any nastiness or inappropriate messages. But I bet you in those letters, they'd still be girls saying horrible things, she says. I'd say to young girls now not to read those messages and comments. Because trolls are only ever going to have a go anyway. Performing came easily to Sam, it's one of those things that comes natural to you or not. But she admits she had to work to shake off her tomboy style in those early days, and Mum Carol, 77, who she calls my rock, was also there to help out. As a former fashion model, it was her job to show Sam how to act. Mum told me I walked like a navy, she laughs, recalling how emergency action was needed before attending her first celebrity movie premiere. I'd become famous and was suddenly in high heels and sexy dresses. Mum put a book on my head and taught me to put one foot in front of the other. And I'd read about Marilyn Monroe, Brigitte Bardot and Diana Dors to see how they behaved and dealt with the paparazzi. I learned so much from those women, I really did. Sam, who married Linda Olsen, 48, from Norway, last year, says her mum was there for her when she came out as gay in 2003. "Oh, I've known that since you were 11, she told me. I was like, thanks, Mum. Having had wonderful love affairs with guys, but never someone I could imagine spending the rest of my life with." The star admits it took some time to follow her heart. "I mean, I guess growing up I wasn't sure and thought maybe I was just having a moment. But then you'd have a few of those and think, oh, I might be gay. Back in the 80s you thought if you were, then you couldn't have children, and I always wanted them. So for many years, I was trying to fight it a little bit. But the more experiences that I did have with women, he definitely knew that I was. Meeting Linda and finding love again wasn't in the plan in the dark days before and after losing her long-term partner and manager, Myra Stratton, to cancer in 2015. Linda was in a relationship and I was looking after Myra, who was terminally ill, remembers Sam, who was with Myra for 16 years. It was traumatic, knowing I was going to lose Myra. She was told she'd have 2 years if she fought strong, and she did. She was a fighter. So I couldn't think about anything else during those times. I was really quite lost and it was a very difficult time for me, but I grew up as well. The last thing I thought about was finding anyone else because it takes a long time to get over something like that. But Linda and I met when she came along to a meet and greet event in Oslo. Then we had 2 years of just saying hello at gigs. I eventually asked my tour manager to get her number, and it was the only time I've ever asked anyone out on a date. I realized that she was absolutely gorgeous inside and out. We had an instant connection. Linda, who used to have photos of her celebrity crush Sam on her wall as a teen, has now brought sons Noah and Adam into Sam's world. Linda was one of the first women to go to Denmark to get artificially inseminated, and she has 2 beautiful 20 and 21-year-old boys. The best thing that can happen for anybody is to have someone who brings a ray of sunshine into their life, she smiles. The couple are obviously besotted, although Sam admits her disorganization can cause friction. I drive Linda mad when I pack my suitcase at the last minute before a trip, but then we share makeup and socks. Though she wears G-strings and I don't like them. After years of doing underwear shoots I'd rather go commando, she laughs. I love being married. I adore saying my wife when I talk about her. It was beautiful writing our first anniversary card recently and planning a romantic meal at the Maddox Tavern in Mayfair. Just to know that I'm going to be with Linda for the rest of my life makes me feel secure and happy. I've been lucky in love, admits Sam. I just had to kiss a few frogs before I found my princess. The bubbly star has no doubt found comfort in having such a loving family around her, as she's faced some incredibly tough times in the year since marrying. Tragically, her younger sister Vanessa died suddenly of a heart attack in March, aged just 50, and chatty Sam falters a little as she tells us how she and her mum are bearing up in the time since her passing. I'm not going to say too much about my sister. Of course, I mean, as we all get older, I think we have to deal with a lot more death. We're getting old. But I do want to say that we all have to live life like there's no tomorrow, as we never know what tomorrow brings. Sam has been focusing on her health and diet, having also had to deal with a cancer scare last year, that saw surgeons remove a growth from her vocal cords. The relief I felt when I was given the all-clear was like a 10-ton weight being lifted off my shoulders. Having gone through this with Myra, all I could think about was, is this it? It certainly put things into perspective, my health, my amazing wife, stepping up my focus on living long and healthier. I want to grow really old and celebrate my 20th anniversary with Linda. 30th even. My voice is back where it was, if not better. I've been back-to-back on tour this year, next stop the USA. To think this time last year I thought I'd never sing again. During COVID, I put on about a stone. I had no motivation, half of our new kitchen was stuck in Germany and then our wedding was cancelled, so it was like, well, let's just have another takeaway and watch another movie. When I saw Jane Plan on Facebook and decided to try their meals, I was really happy when I lost half a stone by our rescheduled wedding day last June. It looked like home-cooked food, not shakes, and there are treats as well, which was great as I love food. Since then I've got back to 8 stone, which is perfect for me. Sam's now an ambassador for Jane Plan as the diet has worked so well for her, but admits, I've been trying not to lose too much weight from my face because that can be aging. When we ask about her experience of the menopause, the straight-talking star explained she had more than creepy crawlies to cope with during her 2009 appearance on I'm a Celebrity. The beginning of my menopause was absolutely awful. It started when I wastened the jungle, she recalls. I remember waking up, and my head was soaked. I was thinking, what's going on here? I'd say to people, was it training last night? Because I was soaking wet. So that was the start of the night sweats, which she got quite bad. I did try hormone treatment for a little while, but I got scared because me mum had breast cancer and I was advised by my GP not to do it. So I got through it with a good diet, cod liver oil, evening primrose oil and vitamins. I still get the flushes now and again, but my nan used to say, it was good to sweat because if you're keeping it all inside you'll go a little bit crazy. So at least I know I'm not going to go mad. I've been waiting for it after 40 years in this business. Writing new music and playing at international festivals, Sam tells us how much she loves seeing fans with their kids on their shoulders wearing Samantha Fox t-shirts. My music is reaching new generations, which I love, adding playfully, and obviously I also get a lot more girls at my shows now, so I don't get underpants thrown on stage, I get bras. As Sam reflects on 4 decades in showbiz, she is moving on with some exciting projects based around her own talents and colorful life experiences. First up, she'll be on the latest Celebrity MasterChef. Although staying tight-lipped about her performance on the show, she says, "It's a program I've watched for many years because I love cooking. When I got asked to do it I was over the moon. What can I say? I was very nervous because I'd watch it and think, oh, I'm not as good as that. But I'm always willing to learn something new. Anyway, me and Greg Wallace got on really well because he comes from a family of fruit and veg people and was asking about mine as a lot of them are greengrocers too. So we had a bit of chat about Chapel Market and we had a lot of people in common. Also cooking away nicely, and inspired by a hit Netflix documentary by fellow 80s icon Pamela Anderson, Sam reveals that she is welcoming a fly-on-the-wall team into her life, allowing the public to see the real Samantha Fox. So why give a camera crew access all areas? She explains, if you stopped 100 people on the road and asked them about me, they'd say page 3. They don't realize I've sold 36 million records and get mobbed in some countries, or that I sing for our troops or went double platinum in the States. I don't think many people realize the amount of work that I do all around the world. I'm a great British export and I want to be seen through a fresh lens. There will also be a TV drama based in Sam's life story, with a hunt on to find up-and-coming actresses to play her at different life stages. It's going to be amazing. It'll be big, colorful, fast. With plenty of ups and downs. It'll be emotional and funny. I've had such an exciting life, it's been like a roller coaster. And what about further into the future? Sam tells us that playing Glastonbury would be a dream come true and she'd love to duet with Dolly Parton, laughing, imagine trying to fit us both on the front of an album, they'd have to do a gatefold sleeve. With her sense of humor and infectious zest for life, we suspect she may be on our way to growing old disgracefully. Well, I'll probably be just the same, maybe a little bit shorter if I shrink anymore, she giggles. I think I'm probably going to be quite a childish old lady.
Melted.